Good evening and salutations, my soap opera fans. So the question of the night on this, I guess, third part: what can the bold and the beautiful improve on? Now, I know a lot of people's going to sit there and disagree with me, and that's fine, whatever. And I would sit there and say maybe the timing of it. I don't know. I feel like by the time you start actually watching the show, after like the 15-minute mark, that's when stuff starts to happen. And it's just one of those things where it's disappointing. It's like you gotta watch the next episode just to. It gets so frustrating. And I know that other people have said that other shows have done similar things, as you know, as far as like they had similar time frames to sit there and get the job done. And I don't disagree with them, but I don't know those shows. Okay, I only know this one. What's good, AJ? How you doing tonight? What's good, Clark? How you doing tonight, Mel? The Bold and Beautiful needs new writers desperately. Okay, definitely sit there and say that's definitely a thing that they do need to improve on. How you doing tonight, Monique? Tracy Steve's in the chat. Jay Blue's in the chat. Makai is in the chat. How you doing tonight, sis? AJ, my Chris, I was going to sit there and say Thanksgiving. My Christmas was actually pretty great. It was pretty great. Enjoyed it with family and everything like that. How's everyone's holiday? How's everyone's holiday, Christmas, Hanukkah, Kwanzaa, if you celebrated any one of those? How was everyone's holiday? Thank you for asking me, AJ. Um, not. Oh, you had to work. Hmm. I'm sorry to hear that, AJ. I hope you did get to enjoy, you know, sometime after you work, as far as Christmas. I hope you got some time to enjoy Christmas. Oh, you watched the Die Hard movies. Okay, all right, Monique. But it was a show day. Okay, cool. Janet is in the chat. The beautiful, lovely, gorgeous Janet is in the chat. How you doing tonight? Yeah, yeah, me too. Me too. Me too. Definitely looking forward to the New Year's. I got some tired of oh yeah. Yeah, Janet, those holiday episodes were crap. Okay? They were terrible. I felt like they should have just did like do like an old episode. If you're gonna sit there and do a holiday episode, do an old episode. You know, like you just had these actors show up just to get paid at that point. Oh yeah, no, Clark. Yeah, no. Friday's episode was ass. Okay, it was terrible. Well, yeah, Janet vacation. Yeah, you definitely deserve vacation. A tan. I think you look good just how you are personally. Just my opinion. AJ said I thought HH was preemptive. It seemed like it kind of was, right? Makai's in the chat. Makai says, I think Chance and Sharon's getting cozy. Yeah. Yeah, they're definitely going to sit there and do something. Because, I mean, in all reality, if they don't do anything with them, what is Chance's purpose on the show? Yeah, AJ, it wasn't a good episode. It was a terrible, boring episode. And here's the thing. I usually like somebody said, and I'm not going to say who, but somebody said that this person liked the episode of Friday. They like Friday's episode, and they said, and I quote, who need you don't need espionage and lying and cheating and action and stuff like that to make it a good episode or something. And I'm like, no, that's exactly what you need. It's called a soap opera. If you don't have those elements in there, it's not a soap opera. Black Mon is in the chat. I'm doing good. I'm doing good. I'm not actually coughing as much, so I'm actually pretty happy about that. I'm not coughing as much. Monique says I prefer the old classic episodes than the new ones. It takes me back when the writing was good. Yeah, I mean, honestly, tell you the truth, Monique, you could sit there and say it about all the shows. Yeah, Jen, I heard the old ones were better. Yeah, thank you, Janet. Thank you. Yeah, I definitely do not take my health for granted because, oof, I hated that. I hated coughing all the time because then my throat hurt, my chest hurt. Clark says Chance might as well leave the show. He serves no purpose, no real purpose. Well, I mean, Clark. I mean, if that's the case, you could sit there and take Tessa Mariah right along with Chance at that point. Yeah, Jen. Well, I got Paramount Plus, so they got all the old episodes on there as well. So I can sit there and just go back and watch them, and it's great. Black Mon says, "Are they getting ready to Chance and shit?" I'm assuming so, Black Mon, because if they don't got them together, then I don't see a point of Chance being on the show. No, of course you did. No, it's. I would expect nothing less than if you didn't watch tomorrow's episode. Yeah, Makai. I mean, Diane put Kyle in a tough position, so yeah, I understand that someone needed to put her in check. Yeah, at first I was like, "Who does Barbie think that she is?" But I was like, she made a good point. Samuel's in the chat was good. Samuel says Bold has to stop being cartoonish. Thank you, Janet. Thank you. Yeah, no, it was tough. It was tough. Really sucked even more. Oh, I got this for Christmas. I love this thing. Um, is that what I do is I talk. And coughing all the time definitely prevents from me trying to actually make sure everyone is having a good stream. So it was really it was really hurting me more ways than one. So thank you, Janet. Clark says definitely Tess Mariah could go. Yeah, no, they ain't doing nothing with them, and they're only there for representation. Let's just be real about that. AJ says I'm looking forward to the Hulk striking again next week, killing off more characters. I'm with it. I'm with it, AJ. What's good, Dolly? How you doing tonight? Hope you had a great holiday. Yeah, Jenna, and it's unfortunate because they can write them better. They can write Tess Mariah so much more better. Shakira, I actually did enjoy Days today. I did. Um, I feel like I may have to make a separate video about the John Aniston part because I don't know how I feel about his tribute. And how you doing tonight, Shakira? Hope you had a great day. Clark says Lena could go to her characters dry. Dan said, "Trust me, I talk a lot to in real estate." Ah, okay, yeah, yeah, exactly. So you know that like half your job is not there talking, and when you have a sore throat, you're sick. Anything that impedes your ability to talk, you know what I'm saying? Like it hurts it hurts you in more ways than one when you really think about it. I said somewhere put Diana in her place there because um, yeah, she did. I mean, she had to. Kaiwan is in the chat. Kaiwan says, Cody, I'll get them and Brooke. I mean, like you want them to be together? Happy holidays, to Havlin. How you doing tonight? I hope you had a great day. I hope you had a great holiday. Um, Shakira Wyanor was okay. I mean, it wasn't super great, but it wasn't terrible. I felt like it was still somewhat of a holiday episode. Somewhat. Even even GH still felt a little bit of holiday today. Jay Blue says, Albert, I laughed so hard when you referred to her. I mean, yeah, that's his name now. That's his name. I don't really, I'm not always calling him Marshall. I mean, the dude has like about 7 different hats, or maybe just one. I'm calling this dude Hat Daddy. Hat Daddy, Hat Daddy, Hat Daddy. I love this thing. I'm obsessed with this now, and I want something else like it. Dolly said Days did a nice tribute for John. Plus, the actor has been posting little tributes. Oh yes, that's true. That's true. That's definitely true. I saw a couple of them. I didn't finish watching the rest because I wanted to watch Days, but I don't know. I thought that they did. You know what? The actors made up for the tribute for the episode. But you know what? That was his last day. And they did something towards the end, which was actually really great. I think they should actually do a whole episode of him. I hope they do that because I was very perplexed today about the tribute that they did. It was great. It was funny. Um, but I was like, because it was his last episode, I felt like they couldn't do a whole tribute, you know? Because, a lot of times when some of these people pass or they leave, they do like a little 5 minute tribute and it doesn't really feel like much, you know? Um, but I'm not gonna lie, I forgot that Eve, whatever her name is, when she came to the door and and Victor opened the door, Victor was like, who ordered a hooker? Victor just had Victor just had those one. Yeah, yeah, okay, yeah, that's true. That's what I'm sitting there thinking, though, Lee. That's exactly what I'm thinking. Freddie's in the chat. What's good? Nate is in the chat. How are you doing tonight? Makai says, Albert, what is that little toy that you got for good? I don't know. It's this little thing, and I'm like super obsessed with it now. And I want to know where did my family get this from? Because I want more of these. How you doing tonight, Nate? I hope you had good a good holiday. I don't know what holiday you celebrate. Hanukkah, Christmas, Kwanzaa or Festus, but I hope you had a good holiday. Um, I don't even know what this thing is called. Seamus says the real tribute will be when they acknowledge his death as a character. Okay. All right. I enjoyed the episode though. I did. I did. And I thought about reviewing it, but I had so little time because I want to sit there and try to um watch all of them so this way I can sit there and talk, about the stuff, about the shows. How you doing tonight, Shauna? Thank you for joining. It's always great to see you in the chat. Um, Jolie says the one good thing about them filming so far in advance is that they have planning time. That's true. That's true. So yeah, I'm definitely gonna look forward to this review. I am. No, Samuel, it's not. I do have a Rubik's Cube and I can't find it. This isn't even a Rubik's Cube. This is just, it's like a fidget spinner. Think of it as a fidget spinner, except for you're not really like spinning it. I don't know what this thing is called, but I love it. And it's probably actually one of my favorite Christmas gifts, honestly. Um, Black Mom says I was laughing when Sheila showed up yeah, I didn't actually see that part. I have like 5 more minutes on Black Mom, but I was watching a little round table when they was deciding on what to do with Thomas, as far as him being in the company anymore. I thought that was kind of interesting. And I'm like, here's the thing. When you got a lawyer sitting at the table, this is not good. I thought about that because I'm just like, oh, you got a card. I was like, no, 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 no. He's the business lawyer. You got a lawyer sitting there. That's not good. Oh, he's not on contract now? I didn't know that. Clark says Thomas should start his own business. Hmm. That'd be interesting. Nate said, "Did you get a chance to see BNB today?" I got to see the last. Well, I got 5 more minutes until I finish watching it. So, um, that is true. That is true, Nate. That is 100% true. I'm not gonna lie, Eric. When Eric said that he was disappointed in him, here's the thing. It's one thing for a parent or somebody you love to be mad at you. It's another thing for them to be disappointed. Because being having somebody be disappointing you, it's so much worse. It hurts 1,000 times more than if somebody is mad at you. Shauna says, "I'm so disappointed how they did Thomas." Hmm. Shauna, I wish I had the history that you have as far as this show. Um, Monique says Sally's going to do whatever she can to make sure Nick is the father of her baby. Yeah, I'm pretty sure she's going to wind up doing that. Because that is Sally after all. And I haven't even watched the show that much, and I know that's Sally. Shakira says, watch Victor scenes on YouTube and tell us your favorite top five. Top five from him on days. I will do that. That's a good idea, Shakira. That's a good idea. Hmm. Thank you, Shakira. You're awesome. Um, which is something I'm gonna probably tell towards the middle anyway. The Heflin says the General Hospital acknowledged Epiphany's death. Yeah, nope, they did not. They did not. The Heflin. Mel says I knew Tucker and Ashley were gonna kiss. Yeah, I mean it was coming. Ashley was already having a hard day. She already broke into her daughter's restaurant, so why not? Freddie says after watching today's episode, I think Maggie the nanny is the hook killer working with Heather to get revenge for Esme. While yeah, I mean. At some point, here's the thing. After I got it wrong with Esme, I stopped guessing. I generally just stopped guessing. Jay Blue says, I think it's called a fidget cube. Is transforms into something different, so they become a different level. A fidget cube. I got to get another one of those. Thank you, Jay Blue. I don't know why I'm obsessed with this for, but I am. Um, Clark, no, Kaiwan says Victor's storyline is so good. I can't believe it. Yeah, he always had those really good one-liners. Well, you are a rock star, Shakira. Jessica says that would be whack if it's the babysitter that no one cares about. Um, Shauna says Ashley's too smart. She's playing Tucker. In the beginning, I would have said that. How you doing tonight, Valerie? Thank you for joining. How you doing tonight, Jessica? I hope y'all both had an amazing holiday. Seriously, it's always great to see you two in the chat. Mel says the only thing exciting is that Thomas got. Oh, I didn't watch it yet, but okay. I guess I'll just sit there and pretend to be surprised now. AJ says they might be filming an Epiphany tribute. Hopefully, it's good. Hopefully, it's good. I'll say that much. Nick says B&B needs to bring on more love interest for other characters because of the show being half an hour and it can't happen. That is very true, Nate. And this is something that I did notice in that little meeting. They're all sitting there talking about, well, Thomas did this and Thomas did that and Thomas did this. And I'm like, you do realize that every person at that table has done something bad. And the thing is, Monique says I didn't watch any shows because I thought it was good. At first, Monique, I thought the same thing. And I went to the fan. I went to the Facebook page, and they didn't sit there and say was it going to be on or not. So I just assumed that it was. My point is, they sat there and they judged Thomas like they don't have any dirt under their fingernails, and that does sound gross. Um, the thing is, what Thomas did, he did it outside of the company. Now I get that most companies have a morality class, a morality thing where it's like if you do something, even if you're not working and you do something bad, it affects your work status at work. But I'm like, you do realize that this stuff didn't happen at the job itself? Like, is no one gonna sit there and even mention that? Um, Mouse has actually told Jack you're making. Yeah, and that's the thing though. Sean did was personal. Not that's exactly what I was they're saying, Shauna. And granted, Sean, I can see if they have like a moral clause or whatever, but again, it had nothing to do with his fashion line. His fashion line with Hope was a success, and a lot of that had to do with Thomas. So, Hope's just saying, well, Zendy's actually pretty good. Okay, well, Thomas is still better. Like, Thomas is still better. Why are we going with second best? I, I don't get that. They said when everything goes straight to hell, they're going back and pick Thomas out. Exactly, Nate. When that fashion line isn't going to be so hot moving forward, you can sit there and blame the simp, and I hate saying that word, Zende, because let's be honest. By the way, just on a side note, how does everyone feel about Zende being back with Paris again? Like, is everyone happy about that? How does everyone feel about that? Jenna says the Stephanie and fencing they have no chemistry. You know, Jenna, I'm gonna sound like a prude, but I just like these lovemaking scenes don't work for me. AJ says there's rumor going around that Brick gets killed off by the. I'm cool with it. I'm cool with it. I mean, let's be honest. We all know that the actress is leaving, so why not? Why not do something epic with her character? Um, Monique says Diane is good at playing possum with her victims. I will take your word for it because you've been watching the show longer than me. Yeah, Shauna, definitely desperate. I'm like, yo, she literally got bored with you and moved on and then got karma. And you decide to take her back because why? Now, Dolly said B&B has enough old characters they could bring back. They can mix it up. Yeah. Yeah, no, Dolly, honestly, tell you the truth, these are all really excellent ideas. The only idea that I had was AJ says that the episode is supposed to be air next Tuesday. Ooh, okay. Is make the show an hour long. I feel like this. I know people in the chat's going to disagree with me, but I feel like they need to make this show an hour long because, um, by the time they get to anything, it's like what the hell. Um, Janet, no. Freddie says I read spoilers. It could be true on that. Like I said, if they're gonna have it go out with a bang. Janice said I did like her pink hair. Yeah, she's always Jakaris is in the chat. Was good. Dolly says they need to waste of a character. They need to bring another black girl. What? You serious, Dolly? Um. Oof. Oof. Samuel, I will take your word for it. Jonathan is in the chat. Was good. My Christmas is good. How was yours? If you celebrate Christmas. By the way, again, I'm not coughing so much, so I'm very happy about that. How you doing tonight, Jakaris? I had a really great Christmas. I got this for Christmas. Okay, I have other stuff for Christmas, but this is one of many. I also have a new mic that I gotta sit there and find a way to hook up. And I'll probably show that on my next stream because it's all the way up there and I don't feel like getting it. Um, Jakara says still trying to figure out what I'm going to post on my IG, probably just a recap. Okay. Yeah, Jakara, you could sit there and post like a little snippet thing and then tell people, I'm not gonna tell you to do this channel. Um, but if you want to, you can sit there and post little clippets of your videos and tell people, hey, you can watch it on my YouTube channel. You know, yeah, Jonathan, it looked like it was good. I'm missing the last 5 minutes, but I a little round table and everyone sitting there judging Thomas was quite laughable. And I haven't even watched the show that long, and I'm just like, really, Brooke? Really? You want to sit there and start talking about Thomas's misdeeds? The only thing that I found funny was the fact that you got a lawyer there, and somehow Thomas thinks that he's still going to have a job. Now AJ says the last time I remember the show killing off main character was with the text message killer. Yeah, I heard about that. Hmm. Now Shaka says Brooke lied today. She never gave Rich here's a chance. Taylor told Steffi Brooke will never love any of her. Any of hers. Dudley says I still do wish they would bring in Marcus and Daisy. They're actually good characters. Dudley, I feel like when I started watching B&B, it was literally towards the end of a good era. Isaiah's in the chat. Isaiah says B&B could improve by getting a different head writer and executive producer. Yeah, I mean, it makes sense, Isaiah, because it does start with the writing. It does start with the writing. Um, and then just trickles down there. Monique says, I'm not happy with Zende and Paris both have agendas and my own opinions. I'm just surprised that Zende actually took back Paris. Like, what in the hell was he thinking? Like, this chick was so happy to kick him to the curb to go out with a man that was in love with another woman. And you're just like, it's cool. AJ says a legendary character besides Brando. Now Johnson says to be fair to Brooke, whatever she done in the past, Thomas misdeeds was done recently and to Brooke, so she has a right to be upset. No, I'm not disagreeing with that, Jonathan. Everyone's misdeeds was in the past. Okay, everyone's misdeeds was in the past. Well, except for Carter for the most part, but I don't know. I feel like everyone at that table has messed up a little bit. So it's like maybe we shouldn't be so hard on Thomas, and everyone in that room has screwed up at some point. Shauna says Carter was Steffi's lawyer when the baby was passed. Oh, okay. Yeah, sure. No, karma is something else. Freddie says spoilers supposed to say Willow gets a call from a stranger telling her about her bio mom and her father because of hmm. Interesting, Freddie. Interesting. And he says Brooke has gotten away with much worse than Thomas. Yes, Thomas was wrong, but they had no right to throw stones at him. Yeah, yeah, exactly. And again, I mean, Isaiah says Brooke literally kept Thomas' paternity secret from Reg. She has no right to lecture Thomas about anything. Monique says, good eve. Good night, everyone. Got family over. All right, Monique. Well, you have a great night. Thank you for stopping by. It's always great to sit there and see you in the chat. And I hope you have a great time with your family. Thank you for joining. Um, I like Jonathan. I actually liked the episode of Days Today. Victor, Victor, from the first time I started watching the show, always cracked me up. Always cracked me up. Um, and I did like the way that Sonny did stood up to Victor. Even Victor, appreciated that. He respected that. Spider Quake is in the chat. Was good. Dolly says it's weird seeing Zende be so weak. He started off such a cool, smart kid on the show. Yeah, I don't understand like why is he backsliding? Now Samuel says I wouldn't mind Thomas being the black sheep of the Forrester family. He needs to build a secret blog exposing everyone's scandals to the world, and he plays the family like who could, so I think that he needs to like kind of lay low from that for a little bit. Like give it like 2 months before he starts acting up again. Dolly says B&B is one of those shows that pretty much everyone is even when it comes to dirt, with the exception of Sheila. It's very true. So, really quick, my Christmas was really great. Um, I had a lot of fun, and it was really good to see my family and just spending time with them. How was your Christmas, Spiderquake? And also, thank you for being in the chat. Sir Charles is in the chat. Sir Charles says, "Oh yeah, well, no, actually, what is that? 2008 to 2022. What does that mean, Sir Charles?" Shauna says Rick stole Forrester's Who collection, gave it to Jackie M, and shot in Forrester creation at Ridge and Carolina, but was he fired? No. John says, yes, Jonathan. He always had those. Even when I first started watching it, and he would talk, he he called Steve a one-eyed hooligan, and I was like, I like this guy. I like this guy. Um. Oh yeah, no, I'm not gonna lie. That was kind of hilarious. Ron is in the chat. Ron says, "Don't worry. I hope that Thomas opens his fashion show and shuts down Forrest Creations." He does have the talent. What's funny quick? What was weird? Yeah, DC's in the chat. Oh, whoa, whoa, whoa! We got a legend up in here. DC's in the chat. What's good? Let's everyone say what's up to DC. Give him his warm welcome. He did an amazing live last Saturday. So definitely gotta give my guy some props. Now Dolly says, did anyone check out the 12 days? I actually didn't. Simmons says Thomas needs to be a full troublemaker. Just make him like hmm. Sir Charles says I've been watching the show since 2008 to 2022. Okay. All right. Well, what do you think of the show, Charles? Sir Charles? Dolly says I don't know if Thomas has as much swag as Roger. Adam got him late. Freddie says I still can't tell if Drew is catching on the car. He's not. Freddie, listen, I like Drew, but let's not give him that much credit. How was your Christmas, DC? For some reason, I'm not. Well, yeah, DC. They definitely do nothing for me either. Ron says now that Thomas. Oh, I didn't know he was fired from the company. Hope from the future will decline. Yeah, he was the talent behind that. And Hope is they're talking about. Well, Zendaya has been doing pretty good. Yeah, but Zendaya isn't Thomas though. Like Zendaya isn't Thomas. Like I don't understand that. Says now that Thomas. Okay. Clark says Thomas needs to find a way to make it up to his son ASAP. Don't let Hope frown face get in his head. Don't know why they write him to find her as so irresistible. No disrespect to the actress. She's average. No, no, I agree with that, Clark. I do. I actually really agree with that. So we're on the same page about that, Clark. Shauna says Nate's trying to connect the dots on Divine. It's not his business. Exactly. Even Elena was like, yo, that's not his business. Now Hendrix is in the chat. How you doing tonight, Hendrix? Exactly, Hendrix. I'm like, yo, first of all, I'm like, Curtis, you need to stay in your lane. And I'm like, Hat Daddy, shut up. Shut up. No one asked you. No one asked you. No one asked Curtis. No one asked Laura. I understand why she felt the need to sit there. Let's just, well, yeah, no, I mean that's how he gets paid. I mean, no, it's not like the actor has any other award-winning qualities. So Simmons says Thomas being the black sheep could force the writers to bring in other troublemakers that don't mind being in trouble with Thomas. You know, Samuel, I can agree with that to a certain extent because I know a lot of people are getting kind of tired of Sheila. Now DC says, but Devon is his family. Nate is his half cousin, getting ready to be vengeful. I don't get it. Colin says, "Are you and DC have any do anything on Degrassi?" So Charles says, "I'm tired of the new replacements." Yeah, it's true. So Charles, what else? What other soap operas do you watch? Now, Kaiwan says Degrassi Junior High School would and DC have a review. Wait, are you asking DC what he would he do a review on Degrassi? You know, it's probably quite look like it's going to be fun. I didn't understand her. I didn't understand Maxie and Brad's arguing. I thought that was dumb. Dolly says B&B could use Amber back. She was the perfect troublemaker contrast to Brooke. Plus, L. Deacon had a thing for her. Really? DC says to one of your subscribers asked me, hmm. Okay, all right, all right. Um, I don't know. I don't, I wouldn't sit there and turn it down, but it's such an old show, though, that I just don't see me really diving into it. But never say never. Now I don't know about DC, but Daphne said, so is Nina, so is Crazy Nina still Willow's mother? Yep, Daphne, but they haven't said anything. It's still not out yet. Ron says, Phoenix Tremaine said that January 2nd, that the Hook Killer will strike again. Oh, we gotta sit there and really wait. Sammy, you didn't. Okay, Sammy, why did you not like Degrassi? I'm very curious about that. I need an answer, Sammy. Why you didn't like Degrassi? Um, I wouldn't turn it down. It's kind of an old show. I would need to sit there and rewatch a lot of it again now. Sir Charles says I feel like this show needs to be canceled. Wow, it's kind of harsh, Charles. Dolly says, haha, Degrassi was my jam back in the day. I used to download episodes in college. See, Dolly, this is why I love having you in the chat. I used to love Degrassi. My first two episodes of Degrassi was uh, You Got the Look and Gangster Gangster, which sounds really stupid now. You know, I'm not gonna lie. Oh, you actually, oh, John, so you actually watched it during high school. Yes, Jonathan, I used to love that show. Clark says, I think ADA Arden is the hook killer. You know, at this point, it could be anyone. But you know what? I wouldn't put it past you. I wouldn't sit there and say you're wrong. DC says the hook killer has almost been going on for 6 months. It's giving drawn out story on like Peter August. I actually did like Peter August. But you know, Sammy, it's one of those shows where it's like when you watch it, it goes from 0 to 60 in a matter of seconds. Like Degrassi has some moments, like they did some things that you and you and sit there and have them do on regular shows. Um, it seemed like it's childish, but You watch it. It can get kind of crazy real fast. So Charles says YNR and GH is fire. Oh, YNR. I don't know. So Charles, these days, sometimes I actually like YNR and when I like GH, which is really odd. Shauna says Curtis and Portia and that Hat Daddy. Yeah, they definitely got on my nerves today. Now DC says Emma was my favorite on the Degrassi. She was always giving Robert Scorpion vibes. DC, I used to I used to like Manny. I mean, it's no surprise, but I used to really like Manny back in the day. Casey Stills, oof, that girl, something else. Now Ron says no. Ron needs to continue writing for days and not stupid General Hospital. Well, I mean, the writing wasn't really set up for him. Oh, the lexicon of love. Oh, okay. I like accidents happen. I don't remember those episodes. I only remember Gangsta Gangster and You Got the Look because they were literally my first episodes to watch. I only such because I was in another life and I canned the wire and Degrassi together and I said nobody got it. Isaiah says I was watching Echo having Dolly says, did you know that Holly J originally auditioned for Emma? Really? Did not know that. Lisa says, do we even care who the hook killer is at this point? I kind of actually do. Yeah, Johnson Days was actually pretty good today. It was. Now, Sammy says, at this point, I'm willing to be the hook killer just to. I can see that. I can see that. DC says, yeah, Albert, like Manny for obvious reasons, intense research purposes. Yeah, you know, I don't feel. Hmm. Well, the actress was a lot older, so I don't feel that bad. Because, I mean, when I watched Degrassi, I think it was my first year of college. So it didn't make me feel that bad. Oof, yes, Dolly. And it's so crazy too because back in high school, I remember girls that literally did transformations like that. Like 1 minute they were like very cutesy and stuff like that and very low tame, and the next it was just like, what in the hell happened to you? Isaiah says the hooker storyline is going to have a terrible resolution. I don't even think the writers. Yeah, definitely have low expectations. Mel. Yeah, I didn't know that EJ did that. I was like, wow, EJ was really something else. Colin says, I feel like you and DC want to blow up on YouTube with both the Grassy fans and General Hospital fans. No, Jay Blue. I didn't even know he was on Degrassi. I know he was on. Was he on that? Or was he on another show? He wasn't on Degrassi. He was on another show, and this was with the chick from Smallville. The hell is the name of that show? Ugh. And it wasn't really that great, but I started to get into it though. Um, Hendrix says, "Was Jerry Jacks killed off?" I don't. That's a really good question, Hendrix. Was Jerry Jacks actually killed off? Yeah, Dolly. It's acting is a very difficult thing. I think the last time I saw Casey Still, she was in this show called um the Complex, I think it was called the Complex or something. Ron says, of course, Days was good. It's always been good. This is why Ron is one of the best writers. Yes, this is very true. DC says, I keep forgetting Albert is a lot older. Yeah, I don't think. Yeah, I think that we're kind of on that same. Yes, that's very true. It took me a second to sit there and get that reference, though, DC. Edgemont. Jonathan, you're amazing. You're amazing. Yes, Edgemont. That's the show that oh, he left after he escaped. Okay. Yes, Jonathan, you are a rock star. Edgemont was with Dominic, and the LA complex was with Casey Stone. And I'm not gonna lie, she had oh, who's that other chick? Jonathan, you remember that other chick? Um, she was blonde and she wanted to be an actress. And she looked really good, like really good. I think she was like a stripper or something. Jesus Christ, where is this chat going? Uh DC, I actually want to sit there and say Casey Stales because I feel like she can actually act. But yes, Jonathan, you are a rock star. You are a true rock star. Um, Gondoli says Dante from GH was on Edgemont with yes. And I actually tell you, Dolly, it was a weird show, but I kind of started to like it in some sort of way. Now, Mel says, do you think, Albert, that maybe Teresa and Tasia should come back on the show? Hmm. Well, definitely Teresa, because I feel like her and Kristen would definitely really go back and forth. That'd be my pick, Mel. Okay. All right. Yeah, yeah. Sean, I felt like Jerry Jacks wasn't dead. No one says, yeah, Dolly. I agree with that. You're right. I'm not gonna lie. When I saw him, I was like, he looks so familiar. Um, Jonathan, I remember him actually being a really terrible character. Um, yeah, Jonathan, he scared the hell out of me. That actor scares me so much. Um, Mel says, I know that Danny came back to. Yeah, he's supposed to be coming back to this week, or unless you already watched it tomorrow. Now, Clark says, I can't stand Grace. I intensely skip any episode she's on. Grace, Grace, Grace. Oh, yeah, 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 no, Clark, without a doubt. Clark, I 100% agree with you on that. I can't stand that woman. Like, I wasn't even a huge fan of Carter, and the way she disrespected him in his own house. Oof. Um, Now DC says, what about this, Albert? Casey still has a recap of Brooklyn Quatermain. Yes. Yes. DC, I'm loving it. Yes. Freddie says, the only thing on General Hospital is keeping me smiling right now is Psycho Heather Weber because she's so entertaining. That's very true. Yes, Dolly, I'm with it. Is that exactly, Dolly? Exactly what DC said. Um Now Shona says Rob. Okay. Isaiah says, Isaiah, there's a difference between the two Heathers that I've noticed so far. Um, Graham TV's in the chat. Um, the old Heather used to use a lot of Bible quotes. She used to constantly talk about the Lord this or Jesus that and things of that nature. And this Heather doesn't do that. I noticed that when I was watching it today. But yeah, no, Jonathan, man, the actor scares the hell out of me, without a doubt. I will fully admit that guy scares the living bejesus out of me. Exactly, DC. Is the girl can sing, and she's pretty bad. why she went out with the hell is that? What was his name? I actually did like him too. Like he was a musician, and he used to always sit there and get beat by his dad. It wasn't Sean, but it was the other guy. Thank you, DC. Craig. I don't know why I used to actually like him. He used to be actually one of my favorite characters in the show. And now I look back and I'm just like, the hell did I actually like about that guy? Kyle West says, though Heather Webber was innocent. This Heather was, yeah. Yeah, she's definitely playing a much more Harley Quinn version. Thank you, DC. Yes, Craig Manning. I don't know. Maybe he reminded me of the guy who played Tom Welling or Tom Welling for some odd reason. Jay Blue says, thanks for the connection. I remember. Yeah. Jay Blue, but that wasn't a bad show. Thank you, Grams. Thank you. And how you doing tonight, Grams? Yeah, DC, but honestly, to tell you the truth, he had Ashley and he had Manny. Like both of those girls wanted him. And I'm just like, this guy is such a anyway, Mel says I realized that Redneck's that fake company that Gwen put on. Yeah, Sarah's getting a lot more suspicious of him. After talking to Bonnie. Shauna says Mel. Okay. Hmm. It might have had Jonathan because I think at the time when I watched it, I never actually sat there and just like you know knew who. Okay, and the chat just moved really fast. Yeah, AJ, Degrassi was that show. Degrassi was definitely that show. DC says Manny was the other woman who. Yeah, DC, but yeah, that's very true. I don't know. Ashley used to actually kind of annoy me at times. So, but Manny, I felt like Manny deserved a lot better than what she was getting from Craig. So there was that. Graham TV, my Christmas was great. Thank you for asking. AJ says Craig was a what? Everyone says, do you like to talk to Emma? Oh, when Emma got married to Spin. Yeah, that was such a random thing, but I felt like that's just how they want to write them off. Freddie says, I remember ever since Willow first appeared, I knew she was Nina's daughter. A lot of people said that though too. DC says Manny, and I kind of did. Yeah, Jonathan. One of the actors was on that show, right? One of the actors from Degrassi was on that show. The Zach Files. Dolly says Ashley was beautiful, but yeah, exactly, exactly, Dolly. Ooh, who's that other chick? Who's that other chick? AJ says Ashley was mad. Who's that other chick? She was the quote unquote plus size model. Yo, in real life, oof, that girl looked amazing. The hell was her name? And that guy with the glasses wound up hitting her a couple of times. I can't remember her name though. Terry. Thank you, Dolly. Terry. Yo, Dolly. Years later, I saw some pictures of her, like after Degrassi. That girl was something else. My goodness. Dolly says when Emma had her growing up, she got really judgmental. Yeah, she did. Dolly, now that I think about it, I can kind of see why DC kind of liked her. I can see why DC liked Emma. Because Emma was in a lot of ways like Robin. Joey says she was in the Drake. Oh, she was. Wow. I can see why I can see why DC liked Emma. That makes sense. It's amazing when you work with people and you kind of start to see a pattern. And I'm not saying it's bad. Um, Someone says, yeah, she usually got a black girl behind. The girl had it going on. That's all I'm going to sit there and say. It just says, I wish her and Spinner got together. Billy says, did you ever see the Drake music video he did that include the Grassy reunion? No, Dolly, but I'm actually going to watch it tonight, though. Since, we've been talking about Degrassi, I was like, oh, it was such a great show. DC says exactly. Emma was the role of Degrassi, like I said, and then Manny were the Robin and Brenda Degrassi. Very interesting. So I just love doing this. And even right now, isn't it they're talking about like Emma and stuff like that? And the minute that DC was like, I'm gonna watch I'm gonna watch Dolly. I'm gonna watch that tonight. I'm actually looking forward to that. AJ say Paige is the reason why Terry and Spinner didn't become a thing. You're right. You are absolutely right, AJ. Paige Chuck was it Paige? Was it Paige Michael Chuck or was it Paige Chuck Michelson? It was one of those things. Angelica's in the chat. Was good. I hope you had a great holiday as well. Ron says General Hospital is going to win an Emmy or for Dragonstone. They're gonna win an Emmy for something, and we're all gonna be sitting there just questioning humanity at this point. DC says, think about it. Sean was the Jason Morgan. Yes, you are 100% right. Sean was the bad boy. O'Connor Williams says Paige Michelson. There was no Chuck in there? Michael Chuck, okay. Johnson says, I'm sure Philip returns to days will be announced soon. Jonathan, I actually miss Philip. And I would never thought I would say that in a million years. But Philip was one of those characters that grew on me. He really did. Jakaris is in the chat. DC says it's crazy how the prototypes are similar in almost every show. You're very right. And especially the way we pick our characters. We always pick our favorites, and it's kind of a pattern for us too. Jakar says, "Hey, I'll bring him back. I was watching the movie and on Paramount Plus." Jakar, what movie was it? I can't wait to watch Cobra Kai. I got one more episode of A Million Little Things, and Freddie says the Whitney Houston movie biopic. Oh, okay. What's up, Mouse? Hendrik says my aunt who introduced me to G's told me about Heather and Jeff had a son. Yep, Stephen Law. DC says Paige and Dylan were the Carly and Lucas to the show. Let's see. And then Craig's sister grew up and she became she got on the show as well. And her character was something else. I would sit there and say that much. Now Dolly says I kind of want to fill it back for Stephanie. I didn't know that he went out with Stephanie. I found that out today, Dolly, when I was watching the episode. Ron says in Phoenix, Tremaine announced that Kimberly Brown is not going anywhere, so tell them haters to crash. Oh, Ron, you cracked me up. Oh, okay, all right. That's what it was. Okay, Terry. Maybe they put Philip with Sarah. No, what? Sarah Grant was that actually her name? It was Craig's sister that grew up on the show, and then she became. Thank you, Angela. She was a character. that was that did a lot of things. I would sit there and say, and I say that as uncomfortable as possible. Now, TC says, which character did you feel Hunter Grassy was most likely, not who you like, but was most like you? Oof. I would have to think about that. That's a tough one. There's a lot of characters on that show. Um, that's a really tough question. I can't think of it. Um, Graham TV says Hazel has her own YouTube channel, and Terry is. Are you serious, Graham TV? Graham TV, what? Can you tell me what name of that of what name that is? Yeah, Hazel was good looking. Hazel was good looking. And then Liberty. Remember Liberty? Now Johnson says the actor who plays Craig's sister on Degrassi was yes, Jonathan's her name was Angela and she was a character. That was such an interesting show. Now Angelique says it's no point for Kimberly Brown to come back to GH. Both Franco and Julian are dead. What? Oh, okay. It took me a second. Grim C says that facts DC. Okay. Well, says I love Philip and Chloe, but yeah, Chloe was trash to Philip. Jacars, what are my plans for next year? I have some really exciting plans for this channel. And I'm not gonna sit there well, I'll probably sit there and say in the beginning of the video, but I feel like right now we're kind of just talking about other stuff. But it's gonna be fun. It's going to be fun. Plans I got going on. Now, Dolly says, I always felt Philip was abusive and mean to Chloe until he realized she was hot. Yeah, unfortunately, she is hot, and I can't. Ugh. And DC says, I always thought Craig and Joey relationship undergraduate was weird as hell. Why? I'm very curious about that. Yeah, it was very weird, Mel. The whole video game thing. Okay, sure, whatever. Freddie says, I think Cindy Watts as Nina is going to give a well done Emmy performance of yes. Is Freddie is going to be epic. Kylan says, I Joey, Jeremiah, and Spin mixed what? Now Johnson says Alex Stills is her name. She played. Yeah. Oh, Alex. Oh, okay. I don't know somebody. Oh, Angela. Okay, yeah. And she was definitely a character. I think I watched it up until before they made the move to Netflix. Jonas says Ellie and Griffin as a mixed match. Why is Cody still there? I didn't get the point of even having Ella on the show. DC says Eric was trash for suggesting him and Brady. Yeah, I didn't understand that at all. You know, honestly, try to choose the fact that Brady went along with it was just, well, just Brady just being an idiot. Jakara says I'm not ready for next year. Why not? I'm just kind of curious. Ron says, are you planning on doing the members only? No. Well, Ron, one of the things I am gonna do only members live streams, but I'm still gonna be doing live streams for everyone else. So that's not gonna change. Like I'm still gonna be doing live streams 5 days a week, but I'm also gonna be doing live streams for members only as well. So I feel like that's fair, and it's something nice and extra for members. Um, AJ says I can't wait to Nina rips Carly into yeah. It's going to be epic, AJ. He says, I didn't like Degrassi when it went to Netflix because the storylines for me didn't work for high school show. Why not? I mean, I'm only asking because some of the stuff that they did really did reflect some of the times in high school, especially to some of the stuff after, you know, early 2000s, I'll sit there and say. Yeah, AJ, I didn't watch the show that long either. Billy says Philip treated Chloe like straight garbage when she was goth. As soon as she put on the right tight dress. Wow, Dolly. I didn't know that. See, that's the thing. I come from I've always sat there and looked at it, was like Chloe treated like Philip like trash. But you're telling me something entirely different, so yeah, I would sit there and say me too though, AJ for in a bit. Um Johnson says, but when she went she was back on the show, she wasn't Angela anymore. She played a new character. Yeah, she did. I don't know, Degrassi was just one of those shows where it's just like things got real. Some of the stuff that they put on Degrassi, you would not put that on regular television. You wouldn't do that. DC says Nina fans, our time is about to. Yeah, you're right about that, DC. Oh yeah, Jonathan, that insider trading thing, if she finds out, it's gonna be a wrap. Billy says the Netflix Degrassi show was full soap opera. I heard they were actually gonna sit there, Andrew Lewis. Oh, Andrew. Okay, cool. Thank you, Grams TV. You are a rock star. Thank you. Thank you so much for letting me know about that. Clark says Carly might face the wrath of Dr. O as well. She's very protective of Nina. Yeah. Oh, Carly's gonna be getting smoked. Like there's no tomorrow. DC says like when Mr. Simpson was accused of. Oh yeah, I remember that, DC. Oh, like I said, they had a lot of stories that did reflect the times, and it made it just a great show to watch. Oh, that's cool. That's cool, AJ. Well, Mel, yeah, I agree with that. Chelsea does need to stop calling Billy, but Billy needs to stop constantly going to Chelsea every time she calls. She has to start. I agree with that. Johnson says, regardless of how Carly feels about Nina, she had no right to keep playing. Yeah. Well, Jonathan, that is Carly's pattern, especially when it comes towards paternity tests and stuff. Billy says, now back in high school, Chloe was a nerd and goth. Bill thought she was weird. And Dolly, so pretty much he did the whole pretty ugly thing. Same with that movie. Um, it was like those parodies, and Chris Evans was in it. She was literally the pretty ugly girl. No, DC said that was. Well, I mean, DC, if Andrew Lewis is Terry, then yes, I will. You're damn right. If it's Terry, without a doubt. No, 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 no. She literally did. Oh no, no, DC. I'm talking about the other chick. The chick that played Terry. I mean, Hazel was pretty. You know. AJ said, "I have no more favorite DC character. No more Degrassi characters. I like Manny. Oh yeah, no, Manny was that chick. She's all that with Freddie Penn. No, 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 no. It was a parody. Okay. You had Chris Evans. You had not another teen movie. Jesus Christ. And in one of the characters, was literally like one of the characters was named the cocky blonde guy, and the other character was named the pretty ugly chick. And that's literally what they wanted doing with Chloe. Nice. Nice. Well, at least that trope was not wasted. Ron says the only award for bold is Kimberly Brown winning her Emmy, aka Hot Sheila. Hot Sheila. You know, Mel, She's All That. You know, they actually did a remix of She's All That. I think it was called He's All That. And it was stupid. It was really dumb. And Robbie from Cobra Kai was in it. Jesus Christ. Dolly says Days was doing that. Jan Spears even tried to pull a. Wow. Yo, Jan Spears was reckless as hell. You know, it's amazing. They actually still kept the same actress, which I find pretty interesting. Mel says I'm not giving up on Adam and Chelsea getting back together. Yeah, I don't know about that, Mel. I don't know. Clark says I heard rumor Sheila might kidnap Brooke and Thomas. Might kidnap. Oh, you mean Hazel or Hayes? AJ says I wish Days didn't move to Peacock. Well, you know, AJ, if Days didn't move to Peacock, it would have been canceled. I'm being I'm being dead serious. Like it would have been canceled. I get it, trust me, but the alternative was far worse. DC says why not almost had me tearing up with the scene between Daniel and Summer. I just want the best for Diane. Oh, Diane and Summer. You know, I was surprised that Barbie had the gonads to sit there and try to put Diane in her place. I'm like, are you kidding me? Happy holidays, Tony on Tanya D. I hope I'm pronouncing your name right. Shauna says, Tanya D says they need more latest storylines. They are always recycling. Yeah, the Brooke, the Taylor, the Ridge stuff. They've been doing that for like 30 something years. And happy holidays. I hope you had a great holiday. Freddie says, I know the writers. Not gonna do it, but it'll be interesting. After Carly Truth comes out, Willow turns into Minnie. Now teams up with her mother and Nina to get revenge on Carly. That would be interesting, Freddie. That will be interesting as hell. Um, that's a really great idea. Clark says Diane should have told Summer to take a seat. Ain't nobody scared of her. Exactly. I'm like, Summer, I mean, granted, Summer did need to sit there and say that to Diane because Diane did put Kyle in a position that he didn't need to be in. So I understand her checking her. Or checking her. DC says, I got a feeling they will bring Nell back from the dead. Just not now. If she comes back, hopefully they write better for her. Hopefully they write better for her. Ron says, yeah, Sheila should take Hayes to teach. Oh, Ron, I love your energy, Ron. I really do. Now Johnson's actually. Oh, Tony. Tony D. Okay. Thank you, Jonathan. I love my favorites. I really do love my favorites. You know, Jonathan, at this point, it goes without saying that you are among my favorites. If I have not said that enough. Um, Tony D. Okay. Now, Jakar says I'll be doing Twitter Space tomorrow talking about days. Okay. Hope you have a lot of fun. Freddie says, okay. AJ says maybe they'll bring her back as the Hook. They should recast her. Joey says I'll be up for recast. Clark says I agree. Yeah. Wow. Okay. That's a very popular thing so far. Medora's in the chat. Medora's in the chat. How you doing tonight, Medora? Well, sure, Jonathan. So John says no to Nell coming back. That was the problem with Nell. Nell was very one dimensional. Of course, you are Mel. Mel, I think that goes without saying that you're definitely one of my favorites. So, and thank you for always being here, Mel. I appreciate you. Joey says he might be the only. That might be the one thing that could save the whole kill storyline. You know, I can see that totally, and I don't even like now. Shauna says Summer will see Kyle choose mommy over her already. Everything Phyllis told her will come to pass. I don't know about that, Shauna. I mean, I get that Phyllis doesn't like Diane, but that was like 30 something years ago. Like at some point, at some point, come on now. Now Jay Blue says, why would now, what would now motivation be for killing people? I'm keeping my expectations low for this whole thing. Mel, you are one of my favorites. You know that. Medora Rally says no. Asmin had the OMG. Medora says I think Ashley is playing Tucker. You know, Medora, I would have said that maybe a few months ago, but now I don't know. I don't know. Really interesting, Ron. Johnson says let us now come back with plastic surgery and look like Willow to frame her and take her place. That will be that would be a good storyline, Jonathan. AJ says if now was really the hope, then she would target Carly, Michael, or Willow first. Yeah, that would make sense. Now VGG says I didn't like Alex and Stephanie together ever since Robert Wilson was cast. Alex is bragging about his new character. What you don't like about those two being together? Jonah says, why do Summer think it will be all peaches and cream? Jakara says, how many actors played Tucker? I only heard it was only one other person. And that was the guy from Days that plays Steve. That'll be interesting, DC. Johnson says it will be fun to see Willow act. That actually would be. Yeah, no, Clark, it definitely makes sense. Yeah, it wouldn't make a lot of sense the other way. Janice, Jay Z says Chance better with Audrey than Shauna, more age appropriate. What? 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 How is that more age appropriate? I feel like Audra and Chance are a much wider gap. I feel like it's more inappropriate for the fact that Chance will be dating his partner's wife, if anything. You think so, Mel? Billy says, could you imagine a few more death following by a big messy fight scene with Willow and the Hulk, only to have Willow rip off the mask and see herself for now? If it was herself, I can see it as a dream sequence, but now that would be pretty interesting. Jonas says Ashley told Jack today, trust me, she's too smart. Unlike how time will tell. But I feel like Tucker might actually outsmart her. I'm just saying. Really? Oh, okay. I know it was the guy from what you call it. Oh, Johnson says the dad from Boy Meets World played Tucker first. You remember that show, Boy Meets World? And then they decided for some odd reason to do Girl Meets World because that made sense. Um, Graham's TV said, no, AJ says, but then again, I don't really see now going after. Yeah, it wouldn't really make a lot of sense. Freddie says, no. Takara says, Albert, did you know that Laura. I didn't know that, Jakaris. Very interesting. I did not know that. Jakaris, how is the YouTube channel going? Freddie says, I can see it right now. Nina telling the authorities on Carly putting the hands cuffs on her and Nina with the smug saying that's for keeping the truth. Yeah. Once you once you get finds out about that insider trading crap, it is a wrap. It's done. Now Jakar says I miss the old Chad on days. Hmm. I don't know. I don't know who the old Chad was. Oh, was it Tyler? It was Tyler, right? Hmm. I don't know. I like this guy that's playing Chad now. But to be fair, this is the only guy that I know. Yeah, no, you're probably right. I never actually watched Girl Meets World. But to be fair, Mel, I feel like if I had to choose, I would probably choose Boy Meets World anyway, because you being the guy and everything. I just don't see the purpose of watching Girls Meet World. And plus, honestly, to tell you the truth, Girl Meets World seemed like it was much more sanitized version of Boys Meets World because that show got into some stuff. I'll say that much. AJ says Rory Freeman was off screen today. That shows how exactly AJ. And then when they talked about the parents, remember, somebody was like, "Oh, where's Rory's parents? Oh, they didn't want to come. That they're gonna do another private screen." Honestly, tell you the truth, getting rid of Rory was the best thing they could have done. Oh, it was okay. I don't know, Jagaris. DC says the original Chad wouldn't have done these storyline justice. You mean Chad? I killed you. DC, what was the nickname that you had for him? DC, it probably was. It probably was. I was a kid though, so it's like that Family Matters, hanging with Mr. Cooper. Yes, that was name. Chad, you killed my hanging with Mr. Cooper and stuff like that. They were just all fun shows. Plus, what was it called? Perfect Strangers. Dolly says I couldn't see Cassidy Cassidy as Chad as a father or husband. Ron says since the actor played Nicholas was fired, who would be the father to Esme's baby? Maybe they can get they're probably going to get a replacement. Jolie says the Disney Channel kept Girl Meets World from living up to its potential. Yeah, I can see that. I can see that because, like I said, back in the day, they used to tell some stuff. You know, Shauna says that's when Sonny and Nina are gonna have a problem because he's not gonna see Carly go to jail. Yeah, that's gonna be the defining moment. Yes, but there's actually another show called what's the name of the other show that they remixed? It's not Doogie Howser. It's something, and it's on the Disney. It's on Disney Plus. I can't remember the name of that show. Um, Tony D says, I just love saying Victor Kiriakis. Yes, he is. He will ever he will forever be the GOAT. AJ says, I think the truth about Willow could be the downfall of Sonny and Nina's relationship. I can see that. Clark says, does anyone here watch? Yep, I love me some Olivia Benson. I have a friend that watched that. We always didn't watch that together. Like that was one of our shows. Jakar says True TV aired a marathon with Hanging with Mr. Cooper. What was that show? I didn't even True TV. I used to miss the old True V. The old True TV. When they sit there and play shows like Hardcore Pawn and Operation Repo. And then everything after that was I don't know. Now AJ says still Nicholas. Still Nicholas what? Jakar says that's what I've been doing all weekend was watching that. Nice. Now Johnson says I watched Hanging with Mr. Cooper. Marathon. Oh, okay. But with a different actor. Okay. That was a fun show. I never watched Turning Hooch. I never got a chance to watch that. Um, Tony D says Festus for the rest of us. DC says seeing Elena today with Nate was just not okay for today episode. It seemed Elena finally got her priority straight. Thank goodness. Ron says Spencer thinks he's slick when Josh and Ron, you always say that, and I don't think that that's true. Also, did you ever watch? I did watch Mad TV. I did. It was funny. The thing is, no, it's one of those things. It was like the things I thought was funny back then. I don't know if it will be so funny now. Like I used to sit there and watch Married with Children and Martin. And although those shows are classic, I don't know if I could still find it entertaining or as entertaining. Um, Jakar says today is turning movies to TV shows on streaming. Yes, The Best Man, I think, is on Peacock. Trevor says, why does everyone in Port Charles hate Spencer so badly? Well, because he comes across as rich and spoiled and entitled. I think a lot of people could sit there and see that. Could probably not like that. So I can see that. No, I've never seen that to cars. I kind of wanted to just because Anita Long is in it, but I just yeah. Jakar says I realized that Harper was so stupid of bringing that book with him. Mia ain't no saint either. What show are you talking about? Oh yeah, Mel. I used to watch In Living Color. I used to watch In Living Color. That was a show. Um, DC says Married with Children. Al Bundy was so weird and not in a good way. He was. He was. He was. He was a legendary character. I will sit there and say that much. Yeah, no, Jakars, I didn't get a chance to watch it. I'm so backed up on other shows. I'm not gonna lie, honestly, tell you the truth, I don't really see myself watching the show. I was never really interested in a movie. AJ said instead of telling Spencer to stay in his own lane. Oh yeah, exactly, AJ. Exactly. I'm like, Curtis, if you don't shut your Curtis, Hat Daddy, and Laura, all three of them pissed me off. Sam actually defended Spencer, which I was happy about. But then I was just like, Sam, why are you in this episode? Like, why are you here? Oh yeah, no, I used to watch the original Roseanne DC, and now hearing everything about what Roseanne did, I still don't think that anyone's gonna laugh at him. I really don't think that anyone's gonna laugh at him. Shauna says, I didn't. They say they thought Hoop line was done. Tom Talent made her line. What are you talking about? AJ says, "Hi, Daddy." Marshall pissed me. Exactly. We can 100% agree on that. Now, Jakara says, "I am sick of Curtis." Well, welcome to the club. Jakara is welcome to the club. John says, "I think if anything, people will sympathize with Spencer because Esme is exactly. I don't think they're going to be laughing." Freddie says, "What was the point of Sam being?" At this point, Freddie, I think Kelly just wants a paycheck because she didn't do anything in this episode. She didn't do anything in this episode. Mel says, "I love the Fresh Prince of Bel Air." There wasn't. I think that was a show I couldn't get into. Like I used to love watching Martin, but the only character that I liked was Will, and everyone else I just felt like was just intolerable. Now Jay Blue says, "Rhyme." Okay. Jakar says they don't know what to do with it. They didn't know what to do with Sam for years. I mean, that's what I'm calling him. That's what his name is. I'm not calling him Marshall at this point. Okay, he doesn't deserve for me to sit there and call him Marshall. We're calling him Hat Daddy. Okay. And besides, I think it's a nice little inside joke. Kind of like research. When I sit there and say research, everyone knows what research is. Okay. So I like having little inside jokes with people. Um, Shauna says Tom is the reason Hope line. Oh yes, yes, exactly. I 100% agree with that, Shauna. I'm like, I don't know what she's gonna do that she fired him. Johnson says Sam did more when Jason. She did. Yeah, 100%. Shakar says Albert and everyone about to go. Have a great night, Shakar. Thank you for joining. It was great seeing you as always. Ryan says, and what will Sonny say about Nicholas having a nothing. Well, what is Sonny going to sit there and say? Sonny has made so many mistakes this year. What could Sonny possibly say? Like, like seriously. You know, I just didn't think that the Fresh Prince of Bel Air was a really. I just didn't really like the show. You know, um, I just like Will, and I think that was the problem. DC says too much research can't hurt if you're not properly hydrated. I will keep that in mind. But that's the thing, DC. What I'm going to be doing moving forward with this channel, I'm not going to have a lot of time to do research. That's the thing. I barely have enough time now. Okay, I'm barely going to have time to do research. Um, it just says I don't like Sam and Dante as a couple. Yeah, it's weird given their history with their families and everything. Yeah, John, Uncle Phil was the same voice for Shredder. Like I just found that out last year. AJ says she needs to go back to Drew. She needs to do something. And of course, DC says it with a laughing emoji. Valerie says, I'm waiting for Lulu to come back and break that up. DC says there's always time for. uh... Exactly, AJ. Exactly. That's why I'm just like, come on now. you know, gotta have time to sit there and do research. It's just not another. It's just not a lot of time. Later question says my cousin was doing research. I can't. I love it. Richard is in the chat. How you doing tonight, Richard? Now, Clark says Lulu and Sam should trade spots. Yeah, yeah, I agree with that. They do share siblings. And hell, at one point, they almost shared a major sibling. Yeah, DC, I heard about the new Uncle Phil. Ron says I can bet that Carly will be laughing at Ava about her. AJ says, no, not Lulu coming back. Yeah, I mean, if they have Lulu come back, they need to have somebody else come. Johnson says, imagine if Philip returned to Days and Will and Sonny find him at the mansion, and Sonny will say, well, hey, look, Will, it's your I like that, Jonathan. I like that. Jolie says Sam needs to leave town with her kids, and Kelly Markham needs to come back as Livy Locke. I used to love that character. Tony D says, I thought Sam was working on finding out Info and Esme what happened. Maybe that would put her in danger and get her a storyline. You know, Tony D, she dropped that a long time ago. Like, when they asked her to sit there and look into it, she was like, yeah, I'm going to do it. And then nothing happened. And DC says, yeah, hydration increases blood flow to the body and other areas, which so if you're hydrated, ain't no. I keep that in mind, DC. I keep that in mind. It's just trying to find a time. And DC, you know about my new plans. I'm going to be snipped at doing so. Um, AJ says pair Sam up with Finn or something. Yeah, I agree with that. Spider Quake says my 13-year-old cousin showed me and my other cousin. Okay, that's disturbing. That's disturbing. Shauna says Audrey's thirsty like Sally. Yeah, she's pretty creepy and desperate. She acts more like a creep than anything else. AJ says they need to have Sam back to Esme mess and finding out more about her drugging Trina. Yeah, and I'm not gonna lie. AJ, you're exactly right. They had an opportunity to give Sam something to do, and then nothing. Now Shauna says Victor will have a fit if Sally's pregnant. Oh, Tony D says no, please, no, Lulu. AJ says I think the writers don't like Sam. That's why they barely give her. Yeah. Whoa. That's what. Like, I was just like, what? Freddie says first. Sam hopped in bed with the father. Exactly. That's what I'm like, yo. That's what I was never a fan of that union. I don't even do couplings, but I was just like, yo, that's just weird. Now, Ron says Phoenix said that the internet is not getting better because fans go online and trash the actors playing Nicholas. Yeah, yeah, Ron. I mean, it's not even fans. I'm not even going to call them fans because they don't deserve to have the internet. They don't deserve to have access to the internet. These people are just nuts, and they make the fandom look really bad. They make the fandom look really, really bad. Clark says Sally should be pregnant with twins, one Nick and the other Adam. That would be weird. Which I heard can actually happen. AJ says Esme still hasn't paid for drug and Trina. Yep, exactly, and that's what Nikisha was saying if she was in the chat. Um, Tony D says, "Oh, the mustache and having Sally pregnant will pay to have her run out of town." That's true. That is very true. He calls her the dressmaker. He calls her the dressmaker. Justice as today's days proves more and more that Xander will eventually get back with Gwen. Exactly. He needs to be with Gwen. He doesn't need to be with Sarah. He really doesn't. Sarah could just sit there and find somebody else to sit there and be all judgmental with. Spider Quick says Esme technically is paying for it. She's kidnapped. Yeah, but she's not paying for it though. I mean, she's living in a mansion pretty much. Ron says I agree with you, Albert. They can't tell the difference between fiction. Yeah, it's actually pretty scary that you have people like that online because you can tell these people just do not get out. They don't. It's scary. I'll put it that way. Jolie says Victor looks clownish getting involved with his 50-year-old kids' dating lives. Yeah, that is very true. But he also looks very weird hitting on Ava. I'm like, what are you doing? You know what your nephew is doing with her? Tony D says, so is Nick or Spencer's Esme's baby, or is it someone else? The pair Rory. My people are saying it's Spencer. I mean, people are saying it's Nicholas, but I'm like, maybe it could have been Spencer. I know they said they didn't sleep together, but still, it just says you're right. I'd rather see Esme go to jail for her crimes. Shauna says Nick is so desperate Adam saved Faith twice, but you would think he would be better to his brother. That's true. And then there's the whole Christian thing, and now Spider Quake says almost every girl in GA sees Sunny in the bed. Yeah, even Emily. What the hell is that about? Clark says I want Emma to make more trouble for Josh. Someone needs to. Oh, Esme. DC says have a good night in company for some reason. In today's chat, Albert reminds me of the guy from Power Rangers who would talk to the Rangers. I think his name was. Have a good night, DC. Thank you for joining, as always. Um, it just says LOSC Rory as the baby daddy. Hmm. Thank you for joining, DC. Ryan says Phoenix said that he blocks some negative comments if you go overboard. Well, yeah, I mean, it makes sense. No one likes that level of energy on their channel. So I get it. Yeah, Emily Q, yep. It just says don't AJ says don't have Spencer as the father. That's a no. Just to ruin Sabrina. Maybe Oz is the father. I doubt that. She didn't even want to kiss Oz. Okay? Let's think about that for a minute. Tony Day says Sunny is like the village bicycle. Everyone gets right. That's a good one, Tony D. That's a good one. Mel says Victor paid Ride to personalize Cassie as a ghost or Sharon's daughter to traumatize her just was wow. That's Nikisha, we were just in there talking about you in the best way possible. Um, yeah, no, it makes sense. It makes sense, Ron. It does. Who wants to go to a channel and see that sort of stuff? Because Nikisha, somebody else was sitting there saying that Esme really didn't pay because she didn't go to jail. And when she said that, I thought about you. I was like, that sounds like something Nikisha was saying. Oh man, you actually like them together? Okay. Yeah, Alex does make a good constellation prize, I guess. Clark says Brooke is the human doorknob of Bold and the Beautiful. Every guy Tony D, you are killing it tonight. You are killing it. Spike Quick says you should feel the weather. I'm in New York. It's freezing. Yeah, it is. Spike Quick Friday was. Oof, Saturday was like it felt like death. Okay, it felt like death. AJ says, yeah, maybe she will lose her baby and still want to. Yeah, a lot of people feel like they're gonna do that whole baby switch thing. Ron says, and Phoenix wants to thank everyone for their support and concern regarding this. So, yeah, I'm glad. I mean, it's true, Valley. It felt like death. Like I went outside and my legs was icicles. Divorce says, I think Uncle Victor will teach Curtis, Marshall, Portia, and Taggart a cold hard lesson and have his men to torture place with everyone trapped inside for trashing Spencer. Yeah, I didn't think it was necessary. And I have to tell you, Traverse, I'm not even calling him Marshall. I'm calling him Hat Daddy. Okay? This character has been reduced to a nickname now. Don't get me wrong. Nicknames can be very endearing, like people in the chat, but um, I'm calling him Hat Daddy. But yeah, even Laura annoyed me today. Laura's not there telling Spencer, "Oh, don't be hanging out with her." I'm like, Laura, shut up. Laura, no one asked you for your opinion. VGG, why you don't like them together? Shauna says, I don't feel bad for Esme and I don't feel bad for Sally. I don't care they try to humanize, how much they try to humanize them. Tony D says, I think YNR is good, but I miss the Victor and Jack rivalry. I do too. Because I went back and I watched old clips and I'm like, that iconic chair scene that I'm going to watch tonight when Jack took that chair and threw it out the window, he was like, have a seat on me. I'm like, oh, this is crazy. Um, AJ says he did his crime, so leave him alone. Spencer has been tortured enough. I mean, yeah, but I mean, I don't think that he did anything that was too bad. But let's be honest, AJ, he went to jail for like 2 months. For something that somebody else would have been in jail for much longer. Tony D says Sharon needs to get a job outside of the cafe. They need to get her outside of the cafe, period. Valerie says, yeah, Esme is trash. AJ says, I didn't like Curtis and Marshall coming for Spencer. I didn't like it either. The case says Esme must pay for her crimes. They should just give her a twin so she can keep that just in Esme. Yeah, I guess because you're looking at it like it's not really the actress, it's just the holograms. We just sit there going back and forth. We was talking about Degrassi for a little bit, then we went back to soaps. Didn't miss much. Ron says, geez, killed Ron off just to get boring Spencer and Trina together. Well, I mean, to be fair, Rory was pretty boring as well. So there is that. AJ says, I can name each character who has done way worse than Spencer has done. Yeah, I mean, AJ, you're preaching to the choir with me. Um, Clark says, haven't seen Donna in a while. She probably kept washing honey out of her hair. Oh, Clark, she was on Friday's episode. I mean, it was a terrible episode, so you shouldn't watch it, but she was there. Um, well, Tony D says, I like Days too. Always my favorite. I love Bo and Hope. Is Marley still doing outwanted advice? She needs to take herself. Well, Tony D, she's actually both of them will come back onto the show next year. AJ says you don't like Spencer and Trina together. No, I mean I don't. You talking about me or somebody else? I mean, no, I don't really care about, as far as them being together. I don't think that Spencer is actually boring. I don't think that Trina's boring either. But AJ, you might be talking about somebody else though. Um, yeah, might be talking about somebody else. No, it's Janet. That's her name. Oh, you're talking to Clark. Okay. I figured that. I figured that, AJ. I figured that. Tony D says, I think they should have hooked up Deacon with Taylor so Ridge could have Damn, Tony D. But they were going to do that for a little bit. Now, VGG says, I like Spencer. Freddie says, Drew, open your eyes. Carly is. Yeah, but as to touch you, Freddie, a lot of times they do dumb down people for, well, for plot. Gonna go back later or tomorrow. What? Ron says, I miss Wyatt and Flo. Just bring them back full time and get rid of Finn because he can. Ron, I didn't know much about Flo, except for the fact that when she wore that red dress and that opening. Mm-mm, mm-mm-mm. Clark says, I tried to root for Spencer, but he just pissed me off. Right Quick says, I'm going to go back later or tomorrow's streams. Okay. Now, last one says, Tony D, why don't you just put Thomas back with Paris? She was happy to be with anyone. Yeah, and yet Zindy decided to take her back like an idiot. Shauna says I was coming around to okay. All right, so because it's going to be 10 o'clock now, and I do have to wake up pretty early. I think I'm going to sit down in the stream right now. It's so crazy because I didn't think I was actually going to be live streaming as long as I did, but I just love doing this. I love doing this. I love doing this. Now I'm going to probably sit there and say this again. You know what? I think I'll introduce it tomorrow. I'll start off with that tomorrow. Because I got some exciting new stuff that's going to be coming towards the channel January 1st, and it's going to be good. It's going to be good. A lot of people are going to like it. Thank you, Clark. You have a great night. Graham CV says, cool. Me and my mom was just about to talk about episode GH. She would be in a bikini all the time. I can. Well, right. I mean, the chick looks good. Not gonna lie. Spencer said. I mean, Mel says, "Do you think Albert maybe Wyatt and Flo will come back to B&B, or Wyatt will be shown with Liam?" Um, I don't know. I don't know. I mean, why is Zoe on the show? Well, okay. So I'll sit there and say it real quick. Have a good night, everyone. But I'll sit there and say it real quick. So starting January 1st, I'm going to be. Now most people got Patreons. So I'm going to be having something like that on YouTube where it's going to be members. Um, Now I'm still going to be doing some of the same stuff that like the live streams. That's going to be the same. But I'm also going to be doing members lives only. I'm gonna try to do that on the weekends. It's just a way to sit there and support the channel. Um, I'm gonna be doing exclusive videos for members and stuff like that as well. So, and these videos are gonna be a lot of fun. And it's, also I'm gonna be taking like suggestions from members and stuff like that. So, like if a member wants to do like, hey, could you sit there and do a video about like I don't know Adam and Stewart from All My Children? I'll sit there and do a video. So I'm gonna be starting that January 1st. And it's gonna be like $4.99. It's not gonna be like super expensive, but it's just another way to sit there and kind of branch out. It's gonna be a lot of fun. So, but I'll talk about more in detail. Um, I'll talk about more in detail maybe tomorrow. Thank you, Tony D. Thank you, Tony D. It's gonna be a lot of fun. It's gonna be a lot of fun. There's a couple more perks I want to sit there and add, but the thing is gonna be January 1st. So it's gonna be a lot of fun and it's going to be well worth it. I'll sit there and say, thank you, Janet. Thank you. Thank you so much. Home Alone. My friend was actually watching Home Alone now. But with that being said, I'm going to go. I want to thank you for watching. Be safe. I'm going to do some more announcements about that as well. Yeah, no, Ron. No, I'm not going to do that. I'm still going to, thank you. I'm still going to be doing the live streams for everyone else Monday through Friday. But Saturdays and Sundays, it's going to be members only streams. So that's going to be a lot of fun. And a couple other really good perks. So, anyway, with that being said, I'm going to go. I do want to thank everyone for joining. This was a lot of fun. Um, and like always, you know, I wound up going over the time I originally thought I was going to go over because I just have so much fun talking to everyone. You have a good night, AJ. You have a good night, everyone. Good night, Valerie. Thank you for joining. It's always great to see you in the chat. Good night, Mel. Like I said, you are always my favorite. Have a good night, Shauna. Thank you for joining. Stay safe, and I look forward to seeing everyone tomorrow in the next live stream.